In this video I'll be discussing steels and alloys used in the industry and specifically in the manufacture of cars for this particular case study. Now, in the manufacture of cars, the quality of the steel is obviously vital. So steel is specified for a range of different mechanical properties such as malleability and ductility, and both of these obviously relate to its ability to be plastically deformed, because obviously we need to change the steel from generally sheet material into complex body panels or door panels or something like this. So the steel needs to be malleable enough to allow the plastic deformation by compression from the press forming process, because obviously pressing is mainly what occurs with body panels, and if it's not malleable enough, there's a potential the steel could tear or crack as it goes over some of these dies under the press forming process. At Swindon Pressings, which is part of the BMW group, the body panels for a range of cars including Mini, Land Rover and MG Rover are manufactured, and engineers perform random material testing on the steel that they use, because it's important to make sure if we're getting steel from an outside supplier that the steel is of the optimum quality and matches the specification that it needs. Obviously you'll be specifying a range of different properties for that material to make sure that obviously it can do its job, or it can suit the application. So you might have a range of destructive tests going on, including things like tensile strength to test at which point the material fails when it's being stretched or pulled, and this will give an indication of how ductile the material is, again links to malleability and sort of plastic deformation as well. And it might also go impact testing, where it can be snapped under impact, examine the structure of the steel under a microscope so you can see how ductile the material is. And again, this is all to do with sort of the press forming, because you have to make sure that the material is of very good quality for press forming. Now, following material tests like this, you will obviously undertake pressings in the press forming process to see how the steel performs, and then again it can be checked against a standard pressing or a stock pressing to make comparisons between the two. In the manufacture of products such as alloy wheels or undercarriages of aircraft, which are made from lightweight alloys quite often, you might perform non-destructive tests. So as I've discussed in the testing video previously, you can test obviously using x-rays to show up internal holes or cavities within the material, and you can also paint engineer's blue onto the surface of the component when it's hot, and when this evaporates, the spirit in the engineer's blue, it will be more concentrated where the surface defects are.